Well, all right. Boogie Doctor here. The old Gibson. Uh, this guitar got away from me about 30 years ago. Loaned it to a friend of mine. Never really expected to get it back, but he called me up and said, "Hey, man, you want to come and get that old Gibson?" And I sure am glad I did. I went over there to pick it up, and I got this Gibson back in 1972, and loaned it out in the 80s. And sure enough, when I got it back, it was looking like a lost puppy, a lost soul. I tell you, it was dusty. It was the strings were had the same strings on it that it had on it when I loaned it to him in 1972, except it was missing the D string. But the strings were so rusty and corroded, you almost felt like the metal was getting in your fingers when you slid up and down them. Man, it was in bad shape. The chrome was kind of, all dull, and even the tuning keys. You could tell that nobody had touched it in years. It just been sitting out in the room on the stand, and it was in bad shape. Looking like a lost soul, I brought it home, took it up to my boy, of course, Jake at Guitar Center, Jake Morley, the repair guy at Guitar Center, fixed me up. He hooked me up. He said, "Man, I have got the perfect set of strings." He said, "This is a nice guitar. I've got a perfect set of strings. Got a short scale. There's very few people will use a short scale. As you can see, this thing looks about the size of a lead guitar. And so, very few bass players use the short scale anymore. So had this short scale set of flat wound strings which preserve that smooth Gibson sound. It's got this they call a muff bucker or humbucker pickup, which is basically all bass, I tell you. But it's got a smooth sound. It's pretty cool. Sounds pretty cool. Actually, sounds pretty good. But I tell you, I had a great time walking down memory lane with this guitar. A great time. It's just like thinking about all the songs we used to play. And back in '72, I had my own band called the 13th Hour. Bunch of guys from my hometown, and we continued playing after I got to Virginia State. And Melvin Coleman got me this bass guitar in '72 after I got to Virginia State. I was playing an old 2995 no-name bass I picked up from Lael's Music on the boulevard out there in Colonial Heights near the university. And I mean, those strings were so high up off that neck, and it was so hard to push down. I looked like I was lifting weights with my fingers. I had like these muscular fingers from pushing those strings down. But I guess it trained me, got my fingers strong, and it made me appreciate the axe. I mean, when I got this Gibson, I thought I had died and gone to heaven. I tell you. And right about then, back in that day, the Staples singers had this song, "I'll Take You There," and so every bass player wanted to play that little solo in there. It was so cool and so smooth and perfect for a Gibson. A place, I know a place. I'll take you there. Nobody crying. I'll take you there. Then that bass solo came in there toward the end of the song. Went like, yeah, so smooth. Then we played a lot of James Brown. Tell you, one of my heroes, Bootsy Collins, he played with James Brown back in the day. They came to Virginia State and turned it out. I'm talking loud and saying nothing. and saying nothing. Bootsy played a bass line on that thing. I mean, they must have played that song for an hour. I mean, they just had the gym rocking. Oh man, Bootsy Collins, he was playing that thing. And you know, after that, I joined Trussel, and I went from wanting to play music part time to that's all I wanted to do. Almost flunked out of Virginia State playing in the band. But man, I had a great time. We had one big hit record, but we covered a lot of tunes, and I mean, the Earth, Wind, and Fire stuff that came out was that was our stuff. This had this song called Evil, and we used to rock that. Yeah. Yeah. And of course, Sly Stone, Larry Graham was playing with Sly Stone, and he had that Fender, so this Gibson just couldn't keep up. But I did the best I could. We had that song called "I Want to Thank You for Letting Me Be Myself Again." He did that slap pop thing. Thank you for letting me well be myself again. Let it ride. I wanna thank you for letting me well be myself again. And he did another thing like it was something like that. But boy, we had a great time. I never will forget it. I mean, this bass is like seeing an old college buddy, a good friend. I'm so glad I got it back. And just walking down memory lane, I had to share it with you. See y'all next time. Peace out.